darkness?
I can. I will. I do.
So you guys have a doctor-companion dynamic that we haven't really seen maybe ever, if not, it's been a long time. In that Belinda doesn't really necessarily want to be here, but she can't exactly go home either. Can you talk about the complexities that brings to your relationship?
It's fine. It's the relationship that develops from that notion. I find to be so enriching of their relationship. Ultimately, what forms is like a really beautiful partnership and friendship of like it's built off a real deep understanding of each other and a deep understanding of each other's flaws and strengths, which is really beautiful. And I think this season, what I loved seeing in the scripts is how much the Doctor leans on Belinda for support, for companionship, like in the truest sense of the word. Like it's not sort of like dragging her along throughout time and space. Like they're like side by side friends. And that was really cool.
It's a really like equal. I think she holds him accountable. She's like a mirror to him. You know, these are the things that make you beautiful and all powerful and wonderful. But also you need to sort these things out. This is not acceptable. And I want to go home. And I think probably the nature of her job plays into it quite a lot. As a nurse, you have to be good at reading people. You have to, come from a place of compassion with everything that you do, but still be able to call someone out for when they're taking advantage of something. And I think the Doctor, not coming from a bad place, has always got good intentions, has a habit of slipping on etiquette every now and then.
He spent a lot of time on his own. He's an isolated creature. And so like intentions are pure, but in terms of like perhaps other people's needs, boundaries, there's like looking over them. Yeah. That happens.
But there's just so much growth, I think, in the Doctor and in Belinda. And I think there's a real growth and nurturing for each other. And there's a true there's such a lovely bond that forms because they have to be team. They have to work as a team to get her back home.
Wonderful. It sounds like she's going to maybe teach him some bedside manners. Ncuti, one of the things that I love about your Doctor is that even if it's just for a moment, he allows himself to feel things that past Doctors had a tendency to suppress. Can you talk about maintaining that softer side in such a weathered person?
To me, it just sort of makes sense. I mean, this is a being that has two hearts, and I think they feel very, very deeply. And I think they have had they're a being that understands absolutely like the light and dark that exists in this universe. And there's been a lot of light, but it's gone for a lot of darkness. Is a genocide survivor and has lost many friends and potential lovers and seen worlds crumble. And I think there's just such a weight of responsibility. And when you look at this character, what you're seeing is, like we just said, someone that has isolated themselves, someone that has literally cut off their cut off their granddaughter. There's a lot going on there. There's a lot of pain and trauma following the Doctor. This is something that we know. I think with 15, he's keen to also really soak up the joys of life and the light of life and the playfulness of life, but like feels the darkness very heavily. And I just felt like that's something that the doctor would express, can't help but express.
I think he's a vulnerable doctor, or he's okay with showing his vulnerabilities. And I think that's his strength as well.
Absolutely. To jump into some fun ones, without spoiling anything, there is a planet named after Belinda in the first episode. If you had a planet named after yourself, what would the vibe be like? What's that planet? What's a Ncuti planet like? What's a Varada planet like?
What's a Varada planet?
Lots of animals, lots of green, good food, just people that are united and that have respect for themselves and for each other and care about, themselves and other people and things around them, and I think it would be that would be the core of it, and then how that manifests in all the different ways.
I think mine's would I'd love to have all those things. I think one side of the world is like a carnival. And then the other side of the world is spa.
That sounds wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You go from the rave to the spa, and the spa to the rave, and it's just everything's there. Everything that you need
That's
is
ideal.
there.
Yeah. There are several very, very exciting episodes coming up. You guys get animated at some point. You've got like a Eurovision-inspired episode. Which episode are you like? Is there an episode that you're particularly proud of from this season that you're excited for people to see?
I'm so excited for. Is it 5, Lagos?
Yeah,
5. Episode 5. I'm very excited for people to see. The Doctor goes to Nigeria, which is somewhere the Doctor hasn't ever been before. And we had an incredible writer called Enyiwa Elams who wrote that, who's this amazing poet and writer. And it just, I think it's, you just get to learn a bit more about that particular Doctor's vulnerability in a way that we haven't seen before. Just lots of amazing costumes in that one as well.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you've mentioned the Interstellar. I was going to say the Interstellar Song Contest. It's just, it's so spectacular and so much fun and fabulous, but also has a very grounding, has
underlayer to it.
Exactly. Very, very grounding underlayer. It's got very dark themes. It's got some big moments and reveals, and it's got everything. I think it's got a bit of everything in that episode. That's my favorite episode.
Wonderful. Thank you both so much for sitting down and chatting with me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You too. Lovely to see you again, Sam.